Cut Bank.
My manager called me and said that we have an offer from you from a movie called Cut Bank. It's being made by the Ed Zwick Company. It's being directed by, Mr. Shackman. Um, and they're sending you a script. And as I was reading the script, my father, Mr. Thornton, called me and said, did they send you a script yet for Cut Bank? And I said, it's on its way. So, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's on its way. And I read it, and then Matt called me after I said, yeah, it's good. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. So, yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah.
It's that's how I first heard about it. Right from that, I think Billy suggested me to him, and he liked it and hired me.
What was it about Georgie that you liked so much?
Well, he's kind of an ass. Excuse me, but he's kind of an asshole, and I'm good at that. But he also gets it, knows what's going on, and is just trying to get it together. He's the only one in the film that's not from Cut Bank. He comes from Canada and he's down and he's probably been there 25 years and the mailman and all that stuff. But I like unique personalities, and he's unique. Everybody in this movie is unique. That's why I liked it. I liked it because I felt that the movie is up to something. And we don't see movies like this every day. They say, well, it's Coen Brothers, this or that. No, this is a little different than all of that. Because this has the most peculiar character I've ever seen. The man is making live shadow boxes. And that's pretty sick.
A little sick. So you talk about a great cast and your friends. You just worked on another ensemble. How is it working with everyone on set?
Well, I'd never worked with Mr. Malkovich. I'd never even met him. He's absolutely fabulous. Probably one of the top actors we'll have for the next 25 years and the last 25 years. I've never seen him give a poor performance or not be real on the screen. Billy the same way. I worked for Billy as an actor, and I also worked with him when he directed me in All the Pretty Horses. And he is wonderful. The boy, the Australian kid, Liam, he seems very good, kind of gets it, very young. When I think at 22 years old, I wasn't ready to be like he is. The kid's a movie star. And we weren't ready. Jack wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Harry Dean wasn't ready. None of us were ready to star in movies. That all went to the conventional leading men. We were all forceps babies. Guys that were the fifth cowboy on the right and everything else. But I like it. I like the crew. I like Miss Rister. She seems very, not just capable and a fox and all that, but she gets it. All the friends that I have in life, which you probably count on one hand, all get it, and they get it like that. And Malkovich, Billy, I think Liam like that. They get it too. I haven't worked with the girls, so I don't know. But movies should be fun. This movie is fun. So far. If it rains tonight, we're in the mud here, we're screwed. So it won't be as much fun. But it's fun because Billy and John and I all come from the same kind of idea about if it's not real, it's not good. So make it real. And that's what I liked about it.
How do you get into your character? Do you do anything special?
How do I get into him? Well, all the characters that I do come from a part of myself. And Georgie's a bit of a drip. And so he's not an immaculate dresser. He's not into being a mailman. He's done it long enough. He's bored. He's tired of saying, oh, yes, ma'am, here's your mail. Here's your Good Housekeeping magazine. I know you look for it every month because you never get any other goddamn mail except that. You've never had a letter. I've been bringing mail to you for 5 years. You don't get letters. What is that? Are you a hermit? Well, Derby's a hermit. He gets a package once a year. But that's what I you know, it's hard to say how you get into something. Like this scene I had to do here tonight had a lot to do with, there's all kinds of little things you have to do in it. There's a gun in it, there's keys in it, there's money in it, there's envelopes in it, there's a breath inhaler in it, there's all that kind of stuff has to be done and work. And it's not easy to walk and chew gum. You know, I don't do it as well as a lot, but.
What do you hope the audiences kind of take away from this film?
What is what?
What do you hope the audiences kind of take away from this film or understand about it?
Well, honestly, when the couple, let's say the couple goes to the movie, they get in the car and drive home, I'd like both of them to say to the other one, look at each other and say, what was that? I mean, was that cool and weird or what? Who were those people? They don't really live in the same country I do they? Well, no, they don't, because Cutbank's not quite in the country, even though it's 30 miles from the border. I've been there. I made a film there. And, but it's cool because it's 25 minutes from part of the most beautiful part of America with Glacier National Park and all that, and Waterton Lakes and all that, so it's beautiful. I just hope that they will laugh through it, and it's much more scary than people think because of the behavior of the people, and then how rash the behavior leads them to. If I were to say what Matt is doing with the movie and his mind and everything, only knowing him now for 2 days basically, the only other guy I could ever see directing this movie would have been Mr. Hitchcock. Because Matt is doing that, and that's what Hitch does. When you're shooting for Hitch, and I did too for him, I starred his last movie, Family Plot, and Marnie, which was 15 years earlier. But he puts puzzles, excuse the word, but he puts puzzles together. And the pieces have to fit, and that's what Matt's doing. And there's days that'll go by where you're not sure what's the story about. When it's all laid out together, though, it goes just like this. And it works. And that's what's fun about this. This movie is a little bit like math. If you add the difference up and put them all together, oh boy.
You talk about working with Matt, and this is his, he's incredibly great at TV directing. This is his first feature film. How's the collaboration been?
Oh, with him, superb. Superb. Have you seen the little book that he made about Cutbank? I mean, how special is that?
It's really awesome.
That's almost something that Derby would do, make a little book like that. Only his book would have those people would all be former.
My last question is this. What's your favorite small town?
What's my favorite what?
Small town.
My favorite? How small is small?
You know your neighbors, you know everyone well.
I mean, less than 1,000 people?
Sure.
Probably Lyon, Nebraska. Lyon. I did a movie last year that's come out this fall. And while we were shooting it, Alexander Payne called up his friend. And he said, his name is Terry Henry, the guy who runs the Cannes Film Festival. And he lives in Lyon. When we drove in that day, it has about 285 people in it. And he said, Jerry, I'm calling you from Lyon, Nebraska. And how uncanny is that there we end up in that thing, at the same thing. And that was fun. That only because of what it led to and everything, that's favorite. Otherwise, I don't really have. We never shot in a town. We only shot in one town over 1,200 people in the 40 towns we shot in. And so it's rural. And Wendy and I, every day when we drive to work here, just like Nebraska. It's flat. I mean, if you go that far, it's not flat, but right here as we drive to work, and here it's just farms, it's flat. The skies are big and beautiful, and it's just kind of empty. I mean, imagine once you get out of Edmonton and you head toward Jasper, it gets pretty sparse, you know. And I like that. And that's the reason why when we did Nebraska, Alexander fought so hard to make it in black and white.
I could talk to you all day.
No.
Thank you. Really
Thanks, bud.
appreciate it.
I never looked at you, but it was better than having me look over here.